right now talking to Ashley Bleau after, this story has gone national with the giant monster fish that they brought in that they disqualified. And now, where do we go from here? I guess that's kind of where we are now, Ashley, as you want to see potentially a rule change with all this. And I don't know, with all the news that's out from it, your side of the story, people are weighing in on our YouTube and Facebook, and somebody had a comment, a rule of a fish biting a fish in the middle of the ocean, and kind of a shrug emoji. Like, I don't know, not a lot of common sense, it seems like, in that rule.
It doesn't seem that way at all. I mean, in this day and time, there's so many things that can give us a competitive advantage, but a fish biting another fish is not.
Were you aware of the rule? I mean, all week, or was it kind of one of those things that when was the rule brought to your? When you thought disqualification was going to be an issue? And did you ask why? And then did you learn that rule the first time? Or
that was something, because it's not very clear in the Big Rock rules. It just says about mutilation, and then it refers you somewhere else for the same little snippet that they released, on their press release, and didn't want to talk anymore about it. What people don't realize is, in reading the full rule, there's the reason. There's 3 dots behind the rule. There's a lot more to it. There's different interpretations that this is strictly for a record-breaking fish, that it's only applicable. It's about as clear as mud, and everybody thinks it's black and white, and it's not.
So let's talk about Saturday. So they start saying, "Hey, look, we're going to disqualify the fish." Tell us about what was the rest of your Saturday night like? Well,
we kind of put it together. Got back on the boat and enjoyed seeing a lot of people, and the cheers from the crowd just gave us, a great uplifting. We left with the opportunity of, hey, the review board's going to review this tonight or early in the morning, and there was still hope in being able to. What
hope did you have? I mean, what percentage? Because you went coming down the Moorhead waterfront, you talked about like that moment that you were getting ready to like have the Tom Brady hoist the Super Bowl trophy moment, to like, what was your hope? What percentage did you think you were going to be a winner after you left the docks?
It was kind of a toss-up, 50-50, because I had not read the full, what they kept reciting to the crowd, and so I didn't have the rule book right there in front of me. They just kept giving, rule number 23, and there was nothing really else given. Based on mutilation, and I think the crowd felt the same way, because they were like, what mutilation? It seems to be just a very superficial wound and whatnot. So we got back in the boat, and I felt like I had a fighting chance, and I felt like they kept coming up to me and saying, you want this review, you want this. And honestly, it's kind of hard for me to kind of put in words, but I felt like there was hope there, but after coming through the whole gauntlet of it, I knew that they had made their decision that night.
So you were working with Big Rock officials, I guess. How many Big Rock officials were you working with that were telling you what the process was going to be, and who else was advising you on? Was anybody helping you? Were any other fishermen, any other people that weren't on your team helping you out?
Roger Crow was the attorney that kept pushing for a lie detector that night, and I applaud him, and Emery, which is the president of the Big Rock. They were the two that I mainly worked with, and super great people. They wanted to go ahead and get the lie detector test done that night. Honestly, by the time we got back to our slip, we had maneuvered, and obviously there's a lot of people in that canal and that creek, and so getting back into our slip with a single screw motor is a bit challenging, and that's not for the weak. And so we backed in, and there must have been 300 people at our slip, there to congratulate us, buy T-shirts and hats and stuff like that. And so we had some champagne on the top to kind of celebrate that I had put on the boat early on, kind of left over from the KWLA, and Greg shook it up and sprayed the crowd, and then took a swig, and I was like, ho, we can't take a lie detector test with alcohol in our breath. So I had to explain that to Emery and Roger, and so they were very receptive. I gave them our SD cards of the fish being caught. Everything that I had, I gave them. And
all your videos and pictures and everything. Y'all took the lie detector test that Saturday night?
We took the lie detector test that following Sunday, and kind of the only thing that really clued me in that they had already made their decision the night before, that it was basically a bit superficial, the lie detector test and stuff like that, was because I was on the phone with my attorney, Steve Weeks, and Greg McCoy, my captain, and he had not taken the lie detector test yet. And I had walked into Grumpy's for breakfast with my wife, and not 2 minutes after I got off the phone with them, I got a phone call from Roger and Emery telling me that they were going to disqualify the fish and move forward, and the lie detector test apparently hadn't even been administered.
So that's your Sunday. You get the official, I guess, bad news, and then what's next for Ashley Bleau and the sensation after that news?
Well, I'm gonna hold my head high. I got to experience some of the best things on a bucket list that most people don't. A lot of diehard, a lot better fishermen than I am that never got to experience this, and so for me, it's to continue doing charters, providing great opportunities for people. I'm going to continue working with the Big Rock on trying to get some resolution. I think between Roger Crow and Steve Weeks, I think that they'll be able to figure out arbitration-wise where everything lies legally. I'm out of it as far as that.
Right now, I mean, you mentioned you have an attorney. I mean, is there, I guess there's active litigation, or are y'all just in talks, or what is the official terminology of where you are with this?
There is a process. The North Carolina, I think I'm horrible at this, but it's in the rule book. There's a measure that we've got to take, and we've given notice. I handed Randy Ramsey a protest on the morning of before the awards. He acknowledged it and showed it to the fellow board members, and they acknowledged it, and they've done exactly what they're supposed to do. I hold them in high regard, and they're doing their due diligence as well. But they've got 5 days to basically come to some kind of resolution. If it doesn't, it goes to an arbitrator, and we're prepared to do whatever we've got to. You
weren't declared the winner. You got disqualified. What is your ultimate goal, and what are your hopes for after 5 days in this arbitration? What do you want to see what happen? Your best case scenario?
Well, best case scenario would be found that the fish was a valid fish to be presented and weighed and to win the tournament. More so, I would like more attention from the community, both the fishing community and nationwide and worldwide, to push to have this IGFA mutilation situation kind of either more acute or done away with, so that it's not a point of contention, that the Big Rock can continue being the wonderful economic generator that Carteret County needs. I love Carteret County, I love Pitt County, and I think that there's a lot of things that coincide between the two, and the Big Rock is a great catalyst.
It is obviously a huge event in Carteret County. Just brings tons of money into that area. Do you plan to fish next year in the Big Rock?
I plan to fish from here on out, and as I had a little pep talk this morning before my guys left out on their charter. My guys are actually offshore right now with a charter, and we said a prayer, and we went with the attitude that what's happened. We can't change it right now, and make this charter the best charter for these people. And the sentiments moving forward is, if we need to work harder, we need to fish harder, we need to do what it takes to bring the best fish in next year and moving forward.
You in any other tournaments along the East Coast or anything?
Yes, we're planning on being involved with the Ducks Unlimited Marlin tournament that's coming up. Obviously the kids Big Rock. So if there's any kids out there that are interested in being on board with my daughter, and I would like to say I love you too, Bristol. I saw your post. And we're planning on doing Pirates Cove out in Manio, which is where the sushi is, and I just want to kind of give them a little shout out. Look forward to going to their home court too. But I just very, very excited about being part of a community that's very tight knit, and being on the stage with them.
And you have some more media appearances, I understand. Came here on Pirate Radio Live today, and but people can see more Ashley Bleau coming up? Where else are you going to appear?
Well, I'm just super thankful to be here, and I wanted my first interview to be here with you, Jonathan, and Pirate Radio. And tomorrow we're planning on being, we've been approached with Fox News. We'll be on Fox
and Friends?
Fox and Friends, yes, in the morning. And there's a few other podcasts and stuff that they're asking me to be on, and so we just want to bring as much awareness to the issue. We want to bring as much awareness to Eastern North Carolina, and hopefully it'll end up being a positive for everybody.
Has your phone been had a moment of silence at all in the last 3 days?
It hasn't, and I really want to say thank you to everybody that has sent me text messages, has bought a T-shirt, bought a hat, shown any type of interest in this. You all mean. I've tried to call everybody back that I can, but I will. I've been going down the list, and as I've been driving, and it's so heartfelt to be part of this, and to be. People reaching out, hey, look, I know you feel you really won, or you're the people's champion and stuff like that. That type of stuff just makes you feel good that you're doing the right thing.
Is there any last word you want to leave listeners, viewers watching Ashley Bleau from the Sensation here today?
Yes, please come visit us. Check us out on Facebook. Hit like and follow us. And if you're interested in going offshore fishing and having a great time, please check us out on www.sensationsportfishing.com. Thank you, guys.
What an exciting weekend it was. Unfortunately, not the exact results you got, but a moment in a lifetime that you'll never forget of coming down that Morehead City waterfront. And thanks for coming on and sharing your story. We'll continue to follow and see how it all plays out. And I know people will, when they see the boat, the Sensation now, it may not be in the record books, but it'll always be remembered as a boat that made some noise in the 2023 Big Rock Tournament.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ashley. Enjoyed it, man.
Yes,
Ashley Bleau joining us today here on Pirate Radio Live. We'll take